Iowa is choosing, the world is watching, and this night will change the course of the 2016 campaign.
Folks, raise your hand if you're a first-time caucus participant.
I've heard from a Republican source familiar with turnout, again, just on the Republican side, saying that they are on pace for a record-breaking night.
Based on the early entrance polls that we're getting, it looks like there's a three-man race on the Republican side. Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, and Marco Rubio.
This is what a capacity crowd looks like. Real-time voting as you're looking at it, real-time counting, live on international television.
Ted Cruz maintaining a lead. He's got 30% to 27% for Donald Trump, 19% for Marco Rubio.
Donald Trump's worst nightmare tonight appears to be Marco Rubio. Ted Cruz's best gift tonight appears to be Marco Rubio.
Look at how close it's getting right now. 50% for Hillary Clinton, 49% for Bernie Sanders, 73% of the caucus sites reporting it's getting closer and closer and closer.
Espresso time.
I've just heard from a source very close to Governor Martin O'Malley who tells me that he will suspend his campaign probably within the next 40 minutes, 9:30 Central Time.
CNN projects Ted Cruz, the Republican senator from Texas, will win the Iowa caucuses. A major win for Ted Cruz. He has done remarkably well beating Donald Trump.
Mike Huckabee, who was the caucus winner back in 2008, a very big win back then, is now suspending his campaign. He announced that just moments ago to his supporters.
Tonight here in Iowa, the people of this great state have sent a very clear message.
God bless the great state of Iowa.
Once again, all the pundits were wrong about Donald Trump, but this time they were overestimating him. There was record turnout, all these new Iowa caucus goers, and yet they weren't turning out for him as so many pundits thought they would be.
OMG, as they say. Take a look at this. Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, 49.8% for Hillary Clinton, 49.6% for Bernie Sanders. That's with 90% of the vote in. It doesn't get a whole lot closer than that.
Des Moines, Polk County. Someone on Twitter says it's a drinking game every time I say Polk County, so load up, folks.
Wow, what a night, an unbelievable night.
Iowa, thank you. This outcome tonight ensures that this race is going to go on for months and months on the Democratic side.
Came through tonight.
Top of the hour, let's go to Wolf. Wolf?
All right, guys, thanks very much. We're getting ready right at the top of the hour. All the polls in New Hampshire will close. We will be ready to make projections in this race for the presidency of the United States. Let's go to the breaking news. CNN makes two projections in New Hampshire. CNN projects that Donald Trump will be the winner of the New Hampshire Republican primary. We also project that Bernie Sanders will be the winner of the Democratic primary in New Hampshire. There you see the winner, Donald Trump, the Republican primary winner. Bernie Sanders, we project, will be the Democratic winner. We make that projection on the basis of the exit poll information we have received. We also make that projection on the actual numbers, the actual votes that have already been tallied. All of the polls in those states, are now closed. Let's take a look at the pictures right now from Donald Trump headquarters. You can see they're beginning to get the word. They are ready to celebrate right now. Donald Trump headquarters, Bernie Sanders headquarters, they've got the word as well. The CNN projections, Trump is the winner in New Hampshire. Bernie Sanders is the winner in New Hampshire. CNN projects Hillary Clinton is the winner of the Nevada Democratic caucuses, beating Bernie Sanders. She expected a win. She is going to win. She wins the Nevada Democratic caucuses, not necessarily by a huge margin, but certainly plenty of votes, enough to make her the winner. Certainly a great relief to the Hillary Clinton campaign as a result of the stunning loss in New Hampshire. They're cheering over there behind Brianna Keeler. They just got word of our projection, Brianna. So go ahead, if you could speak up, tell us what's going on where you are.
Yeah, that's right, Wolf. I'm watching Hillary Clinton supporters. There's a bit of a delay here, but they've been watching as the projection came in on CNN, which is what they are watching here at her headquarters at Caesars Palace, erupting in a lot of cheers. And also, Hillary Clinton tweeting just a short moment ago, she said to everyone who turned out in every corner of Nevada with determination and heart, this is your win. Thank you. Signed H, which means supposedly that's a tweet that she put out herself. We also know that the chair of her campaign, John Podesta, thanking the labor movement on social media. But certainly this is a big win for Hillary Clinton here in Nevada. It seemed very possible that she was going to have back-to-back losses to Bernie Sanders with New Hampshire and Nevada. So this is certainly a win, Wolf, that she is savoring.
In South Carolina, the polls are closing right now. The early leaders right now in South Carolina and the second-tier candidate. CNN projects Donald Trump, the billionaire real estate magnate, will win the South Carolina Republican primary.
He's getting nearly half the votes here in the Myrtle Beach area of Horry County. It's a big population center. It's nearly 6% of the state population. He's getting near 50%. So whether you like Donald Trump or don't like Donald Trump, that speaks for itself, Wolf. This is a thumping.
He will be the best president.
Jeb Bush, who's run a very hard race at one time, was considered the front runner, right now has decided to suspend his campaign.
The people of Iowa and New Hampshire and South Carolina have spoken, and I really respect their decision. So tonight, I am suspending my campaign.
There is a keen battle going on right now for second place between Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz.
Right now, we are effectively tied for second place.
After tonight, this has become a three-person race, and we will win the nomination.
Donald Trump is on the path to become the Republican nominee for president, more so than any other candidate in the race.
CNN is ready to make a projection. CNN is projecting that Donald Trump will be the winner of the Nevada Republican caucuses. This is based on exit polls and results in sample precincts across the state. We do not know the order yet. We do not yet have enough information to say where the others will be. But we do know that Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz will be in the top three. But Donald Trump, the big news, Donald Trump projected to win the Nevada caucuses. Let's go to Jim Acosta now, if we can, who is at Trump headquarters in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Jim Acosta, he got off to a slow start, second place in Iowa, and then 1, 2, 3, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Nevada. Donald Trump, the winner. We're projecting him this evening.
That's right, Jake. And now we can say Donald Trump has won a caucus in addition to those two primaries.
And CNN makes this major projection. Hillary Clinton is the winner of the South Carolina Democratic presidential primary. Based on the exit poll information we get, we have projected that the former Secretary of State, the former U.S. Senator, the former First Lady of the United States will win the South Carolina Democratic primary. A very important win for Hillary Clinton going into Super Tuesday. Let's go to Breonna Keeler over at the Hillary Clinton campaign headquarters. They're about to hear the word right now, and I assume there's going to be a lot of joy behind you, Breonna.
Yeah, Wolf, that's right. In fact, there's a delay here. CNN's playing on the speaker, and so they are just hearing this right now that the polls have closed, and they are waiting for this projection. You're about to hear it. And the crowd is starting to get very excited, obviously, because and there you have it, Wolf. That's the crowd hearing right now your announcement that Hillary Clinton is projected to win South Carolina. So we do understand at this point that she is going to be making her way from her hotel in Columbia, where she has been waiting with some girlfriends from Hillary Land, back from her days as First Lady when her husband was in the White House, and that she'll be coming here to savor a victory. Of course, what her folks here are hoping for is a victory that has a very large margin, a decisive win that they think will propel them into Super Tuesday, Wolf.
First of all, CNN projects that Donald Trump will win the Alabama Republican presidential primary, another state going to Donald Trump. CNN also projects that Donald Trump will carry Massachusetts, the Republican presidential primary in Massachusetts, another win for Donald Trump. A third win right now at this hour. Donald Trump, CNN projects, will also carry Tennessee. 3 wins right now for Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton, we project Hillary Clinton will be the winner in both Alabama and Tennessee. Two important wins for Hillary Clinton right now. You see Alabama, 53 delegates at stake. In Tennessee, another 67 delegates. Hillary Clinton is the winner in both of those states. Two more wins for Hillary Clinton right now at the top of the hour. We have a key race alert we want to share with you right now as well. Let's go first to Oklahoma on the Republican side. A close contest over there based on our exit polls. Ted Cruz at 32%. Donald Trump and Marco Rubio at 27%. Those are exit poll estimates. In Massachusetts on the Democratic side, estimates 52% for Bernie Sanders, 40%. And look at this. CNN can now project that Hillary Clinton is the winner in Georgia, is the winner in Virginia as well. Hillary Clinton is the winner. Bernie Sanders, we project, wins his home state of Vermont. Hillary Clinton wins two states, Georgia and Virginia. Bernie Sanders wins Vermont. Let's go to the key race alert right now. Hillary Clinton, as we reported, Hillary Clinton wins Georgia and Virginia. Just want to be precise based on our projection, based on the exit poll information, the other information we're getting. Bernie Sanders wins his home state of Vermont. We have a key race alert now. Exit poll results that we're getting in. The exit poll results in Virginia. First of all, in Georgia, take a look at this. Based on early estimates, Georgia, Donald Trump 40%, Ted Cruz 24%, Marco Rubio 23%. In Virginia, Donald Trump 34%, Marco Rubio 31%, Ted Cruz, he's down at 16%. These are exit poll results based on early information we're getting in from the exit polls. We have early leaders as well in Vermont. The early leaders in Vermont, look at this. On the Republican side, Donald Trump and John Kasich, they are both early leaders in Vermont. So let's once again recap where we stand right now. Hillary Clinton wins Georgia and Virginia based on our projection. The other result, Bernie Sanders wins his home state of Vermont. As far as the exit polls are concerned, remember, these exit polls are estimates. They're based on our early survey of voters as they left their polling locations. The final outcome may be different. We can expect those numbers to change throughout the night. The field is narrowing. Only 6 candidates, 2 Democrats, 4 Republicans, with 155 delegates at stake today. For the Democrats, there are 109 delegates at stake.
The process of counting votes begins. As I take you around the room here, you can hear people counting.
Ted Cruz is the winner of the Kansas Republican presidential caucuses.
Senator Ted Cruz with 45.84% of the vote.
What we're seeing is men and women who love freedom.
Go back to 1880 when Garfield ended up being nominated because the two frontrunners were completely disposed of going into this convention. That's right, I said it, Garfield.
Garfield or Morris? Which was your favorite grumpy cat?
Bernie Sanders is the winner in Kansas, the state of Nebraska.
Are you waving your arms to get my attention?
He does. I was not, but I'm happy to talk.
Hillary Clinton will win the Louisiana Democratic presidential primary.
Let's try to find a little more love and kindness in our hearts.
We have not heard the name Marco Rubio in a positive way all night.
Donald Trump wins the Louisiana Republican primary. Will win Kentucky.
What's happening is a movement. And I'm very honored to say that if I were not involved, that wouldn't be happening. Well, I'm only kidding. I'll say I'm kidding because I want them to say I'm a nice person.
A little less super for others tonight. The two frontrunners, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, finishing the night still in the lead in terms of overall delegates, but not without seeing some very big losses.
CNN projects Donald Trump wins the Louisiana Republican primary. That's his first win of the night. Ted Cruz has won in Kansas. He's won in Maine. We now project Donald Trump is the winner in Louisiana. That's an important win. The only primary contest of the night. All the other contests were caucuses. Donald Trump, the winner in Louisiana. We're getting ready to hear from Donald Trump momentarily. He's over in West Palm Beach. We'll have live coverage of that. But this is what Donald Trump wanted. We're still waiting for Kentucky, but a big win for Donald Trump in Louisiana.
That's right. And as we've had the earlier projections of the night from Kansas and the caucuses, where Ted Cruz has been doing well, this is a primary and this is a delegate-rich state. He's not going to get all of them because it's proportional, but it keeps him in the game, and it keeps the narrative from continuing to be Ted Cruz is doing well and there's a pause for Donald Trump.
Right, there's no doubt. Although I do think Ted Cruz's victories tonight are going to foster that conversation about whether or not we are in a moment of the Republican electorate sort of reassessing Donald Trump. But you are right. This is the biggest delegate prize of the night. And a 20-point win, if it holds at that margin, is a pretty significant victory for Donald Trump here. As you said, it's proportional. So he's going to add to his delegate total. You know, Ted Cruz earlier tonight was saying, oh, well, he might be within 100 delegates. Well, I don't know. You know, Donald Trump may have more than 100 delegate lead here. I know that sounds small to people, but that is a significant delegate lead. It is very hard to dig into that before we get to these winner-take-all states.
Of the night, there are 4 more contests. Want to go over to John King over at the Magic Wall. This is exactly what Donald Trump wanted. He got it. He gets all 58 delegates.
And he's doing it. Look, if he wins by 1 vote, he wins all 58, but he's doing it again in impressive fashion.
We have another major projection to make right now. And CNN projects that Hillary Clinton will win the Arizona Democratic primary. A big win for Hillary Clinton in Arizona right now. 75 delegates are at stake for the Democrats. It's proportional, though, so Bernie Sanders will get some of those delegates. Hillary Clinton won't get them all, but this is a huge win.
We're briefly interrupting to bring you this CNN projection. CNN projecting that Senator Bernie Sanders will be the winner of the Washington Democratic caucus. That is the second projection. Alaska and now Washington State. We're still waiting for Hawaii to get underway. Let us now rejoin Senator Bernie Sanders speaking live to his supporters in Madison, Wisconsin.
All right, are you ready for a news alert? We just won the state of Washington.
CNN is projecting that Bernie Sanders will win the Alaska Democratic caucuses. Bernie Sanders, the independent senator from Vermont, will have a margin of victory very sizable over Hillary Clinton and will be the winner of the Alaska Democratic caucuses. Kate?
Jake, thanks so much. All right, Bernie Sanders winning Alaska. Surprise reaction.
No, look.
Nothing to downplay the fact that this is actually a projection is very important.
Look, he has a real constituency, the Democratic Party. He's advanced beyond that beachhead that he started, you know, that other candidates got stuck on and never got past that. Basically, white-collar whites and young people. He has built a real constituency. The challenge is it is not yet a majority constituency, and it doesn't, you know, at this point in the primaries, it's usually the grooves are cut pretty deep. You can almost run a computer simulation rather than going to these states. In the past, at least, they follow the patterns, and unless he breaks those patterns, she still has the upper hand in the biggest prizes on the board.
And I do think this is sort of coming out for the progressive wing of the Democratic Party in a way we haven't seen before. This wasn't the way 2008 was. Obama and Hillary Clinton were essentially moderate Democrats cut from the DLC cloth. So this, I think, is very different. I think the question
millennials. Millennials.
I mean, I think the question going forward, if Bernie Sanders doesn't win, you mentioned that he's more like Nader. I think he might be more like Jesse Jackson, just in terms of what he's able to do in this party.
I didn't say that his campaign would be like Nader. I said that there's a fear that he would play a Nader spoiler role in some third-party fashion, or he would not endorse Hillary and his supporters would go elsewhere and find a Green Party candidate or alternative. I don't think that he himself will be Nader with his messaging and all the support he has to this point.
CNN projects that Bernie Sanders will win the Wisconsin Democratic presidential primary, beating Hillary Clinton. A big, big win for Bernie Sanders. He won 5 of the last 6 states, now another state. He's got a lot of momentum going forward right now. A big win for Bernie Sanders. He's going to be speaking soon, we're told, as well. He's in Laramie, Wyoming right now. They've got a contest coming up as well. But let's go over to John King over at the Magic Wall. All right, excellent. Let's go to Brianna Keeler, actually. First, Brianna, you're over there. You're covering Bernie Sanders' campaign. Go ahead. They must be getting excited with the projection that we just made.
Yeah, well, actually, Wolf, they don't know, the people here in this auditorium at the University of Wyoming, because we're in an auditorium that does not have television screens, so they aren't aware at this point that he has been projected the winner. which is odd. But when we do expect Bernie Sanders to come out soon and give his speech, certainly they are going to get that impression because he will declare victory. And yes, they are going to be very excited. But what the Sanders campaign is hoping for, Wolf, is that this gives them a bounce. They've had so many wins here recently, a string of them. The delegate haul has not been all that big, 139 delegates when you don't include Wisconsin. And just to put that in perspective, that is less than the delegate haul that Hillary Clinton got just from Florida. But they're hoping to get a bounce here into the Wyoming caucuses on Saturday, a state and a format that favors Bernie Sanders, and then moving towards New York and Pennsylvania, much bigger delegate prizes. But I was talking to a top aide to Bernie Sanders, Wolf, a short time ago, and he was telling me, he was making it very clear, they're not really committing to what their aim is when it comes to New York and Pennsylvania. They obviously want to win. They're not committing to a big margin, which a lot of people look at the math and they say they need to do that. They really seem to be hanging a lot of their hopes on California all the way to June 7th, Wolf.
It's a big, big win for Bernie Sanders in Wisconsin tonight. 2 weeks from tonight, New York. Another huge primary. Then a week later, Pennsylvania and a bunch of other states in the Northeast. Bernie Sanders, he's going to be speaking pretty soon over there, right? And we'll, of course, have live coverage of that as well.
Breaking news, CNN can now project that Bernie Sanders has won the Wyoming Democratic caucuses. Right now, Bernie Sanders is speaking at a rally in Long Island City, New York. Let's listen in to see if there's any reaction to this.
People in the industrialized world. You know, 100 years ago, if you remember history, workers used to march down the streets in demonstrations, and they held up these huge banners, and the banner said, "We want the 40-hour week." Well, you know what? We still have not gotten the 40-hour week. What?
We just won Wyoming.
All right, news bulletin. We just won Wyoming.
The stakes for the Republicans are enormous tonight, especially for Donald Trump.
If he gets more than 50% in all 27 of the congressional districts here, he will win all 95 Republican delegates.
And it's really starting to feel like a party here. The cash bar is open, the wine and beer is flowing. Yeah, that's a live band that has just started up.
Tonight, the winners of the New York primary will have their victories displayed on one of the world's most famous landmarks. That, of course, would be the Empire State Building.
Can I just say I feel like I'm in a Nora Ephron movie. That's so cool that we can see that.
Now let us turn the top of the Empire State Building the color blue that we have assigned to Hillary Clinton.
Thank you, New York. New Yorkers, you've always had my back.
Since CNN has projected Donald Trump will be the winner of the New York Republican primary.